It's video time. Okay, so I have been trying out something new with my speech. Whoa. Because, yeah, and I'm saying whoa because I haven't done something like that in a long time, which is that I'm trying, if I feel a block coming, I whoa, the house is falling apart. If I feel a block coming, I try to stop. And instead of forcing my way through it, I try to say the word as smoothly as possible. And and it's just an experiment because I sometimes don't know how to say a word without trying to push through it. But why I really enjoy practicing it is because it really makes me feel powerful to just like I, I did just now to stop and try again and say it in a relaxed, slow way instead of forcing my words out. And it makes me feel nice because it's just like, I'm really giving myself the time to speak instead of like forcing my way through the words, trying to say it as fast as possible. So, yeah, I've been really enjoying trying this. And the only situations where I feel because it requires a certain feeling of safety to be able to stop and really take my time. And so the only situations where I am able to do it now is like if I'm recording a speech memo. Sometimes if I'm talking to family members, and also when I'm recording a video. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and this also made me think because for the first time in a long time, I'm trying to change something about my speech, but it actually makes me feel like I'm accepting my stutter more in this way than if I am pushing through the blocks. Because, yeah, of course, if I allow myself to push through the blocks and I don't try to be fluent, then I'm accepting my stutter because I don't try to do anything about it. But I feel like I'm accepting it more now because I'm allowing myself to take even longer to say the words, and I'm allowing myself to stutter openly and more in a calm way instead of pushing through the blocks. Because if you think about it, really pushing through those blocks isn't actually just stuttering, it's also desperately trying to be fluent. I think, in my experience at least, because when I was a child, my stutter was more of a repetition, and only when I got older and I realized I had a stutter, and I started being bullied, the, then the stutter turned into blocks. And blocks are kind of me trying to resist stuttering. So, yeah, it's a bit of a paradox because it feels like I'm accepting my stutter if I just block openly. But at the same time, if I block, it's also because I'm trying to speak fluently by really pushing through the words, if you understand what I mean. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it well. But yeah, it's been interesting to realize that you can accept your stutter, but you can try to change the way you stutter at the same time. And I've always kind of realized this, but now I finally have a practical example. And by the way, doing this was inspired by a video from Chase Gillis. It was like how to stop pushing through blocks. It was a very recent video. And the way he was explaining it, I was like, this actually makes sense. And I want to try it out. And it has been nice. But it's really hard to also do it in other situations where I feel time pressure, but I think that's something that I can practice a bit. So yeah, it's been really fun to try it out, and also because I'm changing something in my stutter, but it isn't with the goal of becoming fluent, because I've tried that in the past and it just only makes me more frustrated. So trying to change something about my stutter only works for me if it is from a place of being kind towards myself and being more accepting, instead of trying to be fluent. So that's why my comic strip of this week was trying to speak fluently is the struggle, because of all the things that I just explained. Yeah, and that's why I think every time, because since starting this channel, I've also received many messages from people saying that I should work on my speech, blah, 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 and tips on how to overcome it or cure it. But trying to be fluent and using tricks to become fluent is actually the problem, because stuttering, like most of stuttering is trying to be fluent. We stutter because we desperately try to be fluent to a certain extent, because of course we also stutter for different brain reasons. But for me, at least, a big part of why I stutter is because I try to be fluent. And it reminded me of the quote, what is it? Stuttering is everything we do, trying not to stutter. Which I don't know who the quote is from, but I've heard it many times, and I think it has some truth in it. Like a big part of my stutter is that, but still, I mean, I started stuttering when I started speaking, and I didn't even realize I had a stutter until I was 8. So it also is just something in my speech and my brain. So, but yeah, most of the time when I stutter now, it's because I try to be fluent. So that's why I always think, why are people recommending tips on trying to be fluent? Because that's the whole problem. But now I'm trying this out, the pausing, trying again, and then in a very relaxed and slow way. And I don't do this because I try to be fluent, but I do it to practice taking up space and practice allowing my stutter to be heard and very visible, and because it makes me feel more relaxed and more in control and more powerful. So yeah, I've been enjoying it. Like I said, okay, I should end the video now because I'm going in circles. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And I think I still have it. I have a Patreon page, and I have my first patron. I don't know what the name is. So I want to thank him, I think. His name is Bastiaan. So thank you for being my first patron. So yeah, if you want to look at that page, it's also in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And I didn't make a video last week because I was sick. I had so yeah, that's why. But I think I will make a video again next week, I think. So I will see you next week, and thank you for watching. Bye.